I haven't built my success just on talent. I cannot count on talent alone. Nobody can count on talent alone. I think the journey behind it is what it makes us the person that we are today.
Hi, welcome back to the studio at Glow Talks. I am so thrilled to invite my dear friend and dance sister, Libet Alexandra, here with me today. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
I love you so much.
I love you so much. I'm so glad to be here with you.
I know. So today, Libet and I are going to be talking about discipline and talent. Well, and that's kind of the premise. So I see you dancing. Your career in dance is just going magnificently. You're a successful businesswoman and independent. And a lot of people would say, oh my gosh, well, she's so talented and it's just so easy. And I have people also like saying that to me. The truth is that
It takes a lot of work.
Yes. And talent without discipline
means nothing.
No. There's a really famous quote: talent without discipline is like an octopus on roller skates.
Oh my God.
If you can imagine that. And when I heard that, I was like, that's really, that's really
I
true.
can see that.
So tell me, Libet, now we all know that it takes a lot of work to dance. This is one of the things that we love talking about and interacting with each other about, knowing that industry and starting as a student, a pro-am, as an amateur and then pro-am student.
Yeah.
So talk to me about some of your interactions in dance, or perhaps even in your past profession as a news anchor.
Oh my God.
What did that life look like?
Oh, it feels like it's been a long while, another life, actually, since I did that. Before doing all this dancing, I used to be a news anchor back in Russia. That was a very, very interesting part of my life. I loved it. I loved it. It allowed me to overcome a lot of fears that I had, and allowed me to embrace myself and open myself in a different way. Right now that I've discovered dancing, I want to say something very that I wanted to say for as much as I've been knowing you. From the very first moment that you and I met, I can never forget that very moment when you came to me with your beautiful hair and you said to me, I don't know you, but I know we're gonna be very good friends. And from that moment on, I felt like we connected in a deeper, immediately in a deeper level. And I'm so grateful to God and to the universe to brought us together. And so grateful to have you in my life.
Same here.
Coming back to the dance part, when I started dancing, Jess, I just wanted to do something that was it was far away from what I was doing at that moment. I was doing commercial real estate here. I was very busy, meeting with clients and doing many things at the same time.
Traveling internationally.
And traveling, I was traveling a lot to Dubai. And then when I connected through dancing, I felt a sense of belonging. And I started to feel like it was just something that it was almost a calling. And it was serving me in so many ways. Because for the first time, I started to feel that it was just not something about myself, but about the people around me and how my energy also could impact other people
and evolve.
So both of us, we started Arthur Murray, which I'm very grateful for. My journey continued being independent with my new partner. It's been absolutely like another life. It's been fantastic. But the main takeaway that I can tell you about this regarding my life as it is right now is the fact that I have been able to maintain this self-discipline throughout the months and the years that I've been dancing.
Yes, I agree.
And the fact that I've been able to produce something that was completely outside of my comfort zone.
Oh, gosh, yes.
It has given me so much energy, so much power.
Confidence.
And confidence that at this very moment, even in my actual everyday business and the things that I've been doing right now, it's been helping so much.
Yeah, it reflects in other parts of life.
Absolutely. So this is why, to me, dancing, if anything, aside from becoming one of the most important things in my life, it has given me so much energy, so much grounded around me.
Like it teaches me discipline in a different way. Like, for instance, reframing being disciplined in dance, practice, taking care of myself, getting enough sleep, eating right, all of that. It's changed it or helped me reframe it to a function of self-love.
Absolutely.
Because I know that when I do all those things, I perform better. I feel better. I perform better. And I love, there's a video of Will Smith talking about eating pizza and how, you know, he was able to also reframe some of, for instance, food sensitivities, which I've suffered from for a long time. And I have a lot of pain depending on, you know, foods that I'm sensitive to if I introduce them into my diet or not. And I'm not saying that I don't eat any of those, but it's very specific. Like I do it for very specific times and reasons. And I know that I'm not going to have to perform or dance or practice during those times. You know, so it's important for our immune systems to kind of deal with stuff. But in the same breath, I also know that, like Will Smith says, if he eats the pizza, he knows he's going to feel really bad later. And reframing some of these actions that we could consider as just being obedient or being like, well, these are the rules and you must follow like a robot, reframing it from that to, I really love myself. I love my body. I love dance. Finding that passion, like that passion project,
Absolutely.
it really has driven this idea of discipline and behaviors to another level for me.
To me, it comes to self-love, okay? It starts from improving yourself from within. It's not about a checking list that I have to go through the day and just finish it up because I put myself into this situation. No. To me, it's like waking up in the morning and know that I have things to do.
Yeah.
But I want to do it because it's going to serve me.
Yeah. And your future self.
And my future self. So like the little things, just to even wake up in the morning and make your bed.
Yeah.
Just that simple task, it can make you better.
Yeah.
Because it's something that you already done, and then you can come into the next task.
That is a discipline all in itself.
Absolutely.
So, you know, if we even just want to start there for someone, let's say, who wants to have maybe some overhauls in life, or maybe they have a long way to go for body image or their profession or raising kids, like it all starts with one thing at a time. And as long as we can be successful at that one thing, you can then make another thing and another thing, and you just go slow. It doesn't mean that the whole, you know, Rome wasn't built overnight.
No.
You know?
You cannot overwhelm yourself with having like 20 things on your list.
That's right.
You know, if you're able to complete 3 tasks or even 1 task in that day, you're already successful, because that means that you
already won.
You already got up off that bed and you decided that today was going to be a good day.
Yeah.
That God has you and you have yourself.
Yeah.
And that faith and that love and that support and self-love on your own and your soul is going to take you places. Yeah. It's not something that is being done in one day.
No.
It's
built.
It's built day
built
by day, and it needs a good foundation.
That's right.
That's why, to me, the little things comes a long way.
That's right. I mean, talking about getting up during, you know, times of like suffering, pain, let's say you have injuries, even for myself, you know, after losing Rudy and raising the 3 teenagers on my own, like, yeah, you better believe there were many days that I was like, really? Like, do I really need to get up? And then I think like, no, I need to do this, not just for myself, but like, I know I would look at myself in a different way if I was not able to be a leader for my kids and be like, you know what, guys, I know this is hard, but listen, today's a new day. We have things to do. Let's focus, you know, and let's look at our blessings, because being on the wake up list with God, like that's, you know, there's nothing better. You know, there's nothing better.
You know how many times I wanted to throw the towel, especially, you remember with my heart condition?
Yeah.
I struggled a lot,
I know.
even to do the minimal things.
I know, because you were so out of energy.
I was so out of
Just the
energy. I
nature
was
of what it
bleeding
was.
through my nose,
Yeah.
the blood thinners, the whole situation. I couldn't even keep myself like in a healthier way. There were days that I was even in a competition and I just fainted,
I
almost
remember.
about to faint.
Yeah.
And it was just so bad. But I could have just stay in bed
Right.
and just suffer about myself but no, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna get my surgery.
No, I just know, like,
And then I'm gonna continue and I'm gonna continue doing this because I know I can and I know God has a plan for me.
well, and that it's worth it. You're worth it.
It is worth it.
Mhm.
And that's, that self-love talk is what a lot of people are missing. Because we can talk about discipline, we can talk about energy, we can talk about anything, but if you don't love yourself,
Yeah.
if you're not the person that love everything about yourself, the good, the bad, the in-betweens, I don't think we're gonna get anywhere. The improvement starts within your soul, within yourself.
There's a Bible verse that I really love that really speaks to this. It's 2 Timothy 1, verse 7. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control.
Amen.
And that is how we are going to be able to reach these new heights and reach our goals, is through loving ourselves and understanding that, yes, we might feel a certain type of way of misery, but by having self-control and having discipline, it will breed more self-love and it will help us to accomplish the things that we set out to do.
To me, is also the fact that I will not feel discouraged for every single thing that might happen throughout my day.
Yeah.
Because that can take you down very easily.
Yeah.
You can be having an excellent day. You can be having an excellent business day, some personal and so on, and a little
And then
bump.
you get a call.
And then you get a call. And then you get something.
Or
And
whatever.
then that drains your entire energy.
Yeah.
And your entire day shift completely. 180 degrees.
Yeah.
And I believe it's your ability of overcoming all those
little
bumps
bumps
on the road. It's going to be enabling you to do what you want to do and be the person that you want to be at the end.
Yeah. There are a lot of times too, for instance, in my history of being an integrative nutrition counselor, where, we tend to self-sabotage or we tend to steer away from discipline or healthy behaviors because we have something that's very deep subconsciously happening under the surface that we're not aware of. So I think that concept of like know thyself and know like what your triggers are, know what's really going on under the surface. I mean, really dig deep and ask the questions. Like fear is just, and I'm sure you've heard this saying, fear is just false evidence appearing real. It's not necessarily true. I've been going to therapy and continue to work on myself from the inside. My therapist, she asked me, she said, okay, when you start having these negative thoughts and things about yourself or like your self-worth or can you do this? And, we were just talking, like people will tell you all day up and down, you can't do that. That's not meant for you. That's going to be way too hard. You should focus on this.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Is it true? That's what she said to ask. Is it true? So the moment that you start with this negative self-talk or disbelief or the fears, stop and ask the question instead of just being like, well, yeah, I guess. And that's, yeah, and I shouldn't do that anyway. And this,
At this point in my life, I think I am embracing fear. I am embracing fear.
Dance helped me with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because let me tell you something, even those moments of where you are nervous before going in on the floor, the first hit of that day, it happens to me. It's still like I compete probably 20 competitions a year on average right now. And I still feel the same discomfort and the same fear before going to my first round. Yeah. And it's okay because that means that you care. It means that matters to you. Yes. Because you want to do a good job. But not for everybody else, but for yourself first. Yeah. So for me, fear, yes, I embrace it. I welcome it. I know by now it's making me a better person.
That's right.
And it's is actually helping my energy to shine brighter.
Yeah. Well, and look, the reality is not every heat is going to be perfect. We are human. Let's say, we mess one thing up, and I'm using this just as an example, but this is true in all of life. Like, we're gonna have failure and hardship. And part of that is to teach us what to do next time. Part of that is to teach us how can we reframe, or how can we do this differently? How can we succeed in a different way? So I do find that moving through fear and failure, ultimately, it's just making us a better person in the end.
Remember that the person that actually makes it is the person that has failed over and over and over and over away,
And
over
doesn't take
again.
no for an answer.
Exactly. Until that one time when they actually make it. That's what makes the resilient person to flourish.
Yeah, it's like a domino effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the difference between staying in bed and feeling sorry about yourself, or getting up, getting your shit done.
So start with
and
one
start,
thing.
And start your day. And start with just one thing. And it can be as little as just making your bed.
Yes. I had another life coach once. She had this exercise for 30 days. I had to make 3 top things, 3 top goals for the day, and I'd have to type it out and send it to her in the morning. And then every night I would have to type out, what did I do about those 3 goals? Did I finish them, or was it good? Blah, 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 blah. But all really it did. And she's like, put easy things, if you don't know, yeah, you're not going to, write a whole business plan in a day, right? Like, just stair step it one thing at a time. And then, as a matter of fact, after the 30 days of going through that exercise, I was able to accomplish more in those top 3 things than when I first started. Like, I kept it really simple at first so that I could actualize myself. And then by the end of the 30 days, I was like realizing, oh my gosh, well, I actually can produce way more than just these 3 things.
Yeah. And sometimes it's been about not getting too much emotional about every single bump that happened in your life. Like, for example, this comes right now with my new business and the trading career that I'm doing right now, right? Like, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do before doing anything else, of course, I take care of my dog and I walk her and so on. But then by 9 in the morning, I'm already checking the markets. Yeah, I'm already there. I'm already analyzing everything. It takes a lot of technical analysis. It takes a lot of time for me to understand what am I gonna do, the decisions that I'm gonna make this day. Once the market is open, I have to be totally unemotional. To not feel like, oh my God, I'm going to miss a trade. Oh my God, I'm doing something wrong. No, I have to be completely stoic and unemotional and actually make decisions based on the skills that I already acquired.
And the facts.
That's it. And I think right now I manage my life in the same way. I have to block all the noise. Because if I don't do that, I'm gonna end up in a situation where my body and my soul are not feeling whole. And when that happens, I cannot go on with my everyday life, right? So for me, yes, when we talk about fear and we talk about these small decisions or things that we do, everything starts with self-love, with self-improvement. And having faith. Yeah. Because God is never going to give you something that you cannot handle.
That's right. And He's always with you.
Absolutely.
So there's another quote that I wanted to share in the podcast with our viewers, and that is that it's Deuteronomy 31, verse 6, sorry. Be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be in dread of them, for it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. And it's true. Like, I mean, each step of the way, and I've been through so many difficult life experiences.
I know.
And, Libet, I just always know that God is there. And even though one thing is closing or it seems so in despair, like so terrible, I've always kind of come through it and seen God place these really beautiful things, along the path as I go, that give me hope, and they give me, strength to wake up in the morning and make my priorities first, look at my priorities and look at what really is meaningful in my life so that I can keep going.
You know what I think? People are very easily attracted to the end result.
That's right.
They want to have that end result, but nobody wants to be part of that journey.
That's
because
right.
that journey is full of bumps, is ugly,
Suffering.
is suffering,
Yeah.
and is pretty much you every single day saying to yourself, no, not today. I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna go back to myself, and I'm gonna put myself together. And it's gonna be another 24 hours.
Yeah.
If I don't make it today, I'm gonna make it tomorrow. If I don't make it tomorrow, I'm gonna make it after tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I'm never gonna give up.
Yeah. And I do believe, like, and I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, but like the devil attacks us in our mind. That is the space and the grounds. If you're not careful, like, you will suffer because of that, you know? So having a foundation of faith over fear, stepping through the fear, that builds resilience by doing that. And then you feel the actualized self, which I love seeing in dance, because when I first started, I was, in the beginners and I had no idea what I was doing.
You look so beautiful though every time.
No idea. But now, like, actually, after going through the back spot turn like 5,000 times, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do that. Like I see it. I'll see it even in the videos and some of the photos. And I'm like, oh, actually now I can, like, I look pretty good doing that. Like, I know what I'm doing. But it took the 5,000 times. It took having to do it over and over and over, and even sometimes suffering or getting injured or whatever,
And it's not only, like, if you think about it, that same premise can be applied to anything.
That's right.
In your life, right? We're talking about dancing, but we can say the same thing about starting a new career or starting a new business, right? At the beginning, it's going to be rocky,
Yeah.
the road
Messy.
the road to success. Tell me about a person that he's just succeeding just like that without having a bump in their life. No, nobody's gonna tell you that, because
that's why talent alone is not enough.
It's not enough. You can be as talented as God gives you, but if you don't put up the work, and the dedication, and the discipline, the self-improvement, you're not gonna get anywhere.
And inspired action, even when you're scared.
Absolutely. Even when everybody around you is telling you no. Even when every single voice. Because let me tell you something. For us, we are people of faith, but there are people that don't have faith, and that's okay. But they still have those voices that tell you you're never gonna do it. And sometimes it comes from people that actually love you. This negativity comes from people that love you, that never think that you're gonna be able to.
And they mean well, but like it's
not. It's up to you. The way you want to live your life, at the end of the day, is up to you. Your choices, your life choices.
And what we do day
after day. And by the way, that doesn't mean that every single time you're going to be, okay with every choice that you make that day. Because sometimes even I am like, oh, what did I do today? But then I go back and let me just rewind a little bit and see where I made a mistake here to make myself better the next day. Because the self-improvement never stops.
Right.
It's like being a doctor. Are you ever gonna stop, analyzing what's going on in the body? No, you have to study every single day. You have to be on top of everything every single day to give the best of yourself every single time. That happens with everybody.
So I think it's important as well to share with my viewers, like, how do we sustain? Like, it's one thing to, find self-love, heal ourselves, maybe do some digging, into your past, into how you grew up, look at maybe subconscious things that we do to sabotage ourselves. It's another thing then to build disciplinary activities in our life and be able to, say, okay, this is my goal. These are the actions that I'm going to take to help reach my goal. And then to, get it started. Now, how do we keep it going?
So for every person, I believe it's a different road to take. I can give you some of the examples that I would do. I found myself in very difficult situations throughout my life, but at the same time, I've been able to stand up and continue. To me, the road to self-improvement and that discipline comes as minimum as just making my bed. That's it.
Okay.
If I can make my bed in the morning, if I can wake up And if I can start my day in a positive way, I'm already winning. If I can wake up and I do my morning meditations and my breathing exercises, and I go out and I just breathe fresh air and reconnect myself not only with God but with nature in the world, I think I'm already winning from there. Then it's your own skills and your life, right? To me,
so like building one good habit at a time. That's doable.
Just one. The minimal things. Because as I said before, it doesn't matter if you have 17, 20, 50 things on your list. There's only one thing that has to work. You have to just be able to wake up in the morning and say, okay, I'm grateful to still be here. I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to this energy. I'm grateful to the universe that is having me here.
I have a purpose.
And I have a
here
purpose.
because
That's
I have a
it.
purpose.
I woke up. That's already a winning.
And I think also the next thing that I found is to find something you're passionate about, like a passion project, something that's going to fuel you and that is going to help feed your flame a little bit when maybe your flame is really going out.
Absolutely. Like for me, it can be, of course, the dancing from my daily jobs and my business and so on. For other people, can be racing cars. For other people, it can be anything. Photography,
animals,
anything. It doesn't matter. Just find something that makes you happy, that makes your soul whole. And from there you can build your energy and make yourself brighter. Not only for yourself, but for every person that loves you and the people that are around you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can only support those around me as much as what I can do for myself, So I've learned that over the years, but I do find that dance did fuel that passion for me. It did help get me out of the bed. It helped me to stay true to being grounded into my own body and caring for myself. So I will say, I think there's a plethora of things that we could choose, but definitely finding something to stay passionate about or something that really motivates you, even creatively, that can really be helpful when building a discipline.
I think when we talk about dancing, to me,
the community too.
The community, and to me, for example, having that discipline of showing up. For a lesson, knowing that even if you're not feeling 100% okay, you're showing up for those 45, 90 minutes of lesson that day, and you're gonna give the best you can at that time. Showing up, showing respect for your partner, and knowing that he's also there to serve a purpose with you. That says a lot. And then having the discipline to recognize when you have to step down for a second and revisit yourself.
I was going to say, we must implement breaks for our bodies, and minds and spirits, just with anything, not just dance or physical things, but even with work. I mean, that's why we need to take vacations and we need to take breaks and we need to find a connection in nature or with animals or other people, our loved ones. It's important to do that so that we're not running ourselves into the ground.
To me, it all comes to a balance, right? You can have a very hectic life, right? But if you have to balance that with a little bit of self-care. Self-care can come in any different package, right? For some people, it's just going to the beach or going to the ocean. For some people, it's going to a walk. Some people just go away without phones, which is fantastic to be completely disconnected. So it doesn't matter the way you choose to have that little piece in your life that brings you that balance, that equilibrium.
So you can reconnect with yourself.
You can reconnect with yourself, with your soul, with your energy, and again to be able to give yourself and your future self a better chance to achieve everything you want in life.
I think lastly, which also helped me tremendously, is to find a good mentor. So that might be a coach, it might be someone in the church, spiritual leader. I mean, depending on what you want to do, right? I do find that staying disciplined works best for me when I have someone there holding me accountable. And then helping to guide me and giving me other strategies that perhaps I didn't use or know about before. So whenever I hit a plateau or a hump or a challenge, I think having a mentor, someone in your life that you trust, not your parent, not your spouse, not your brother or sister, Maybe it's a professional, maybe it's a life coach, maybe it's if you're wanting to do physical stuff, maybe it's a personal trainer or whatever. Like, yeah, having a mentor and having someone to guide you through those really hard times when your flame might be very low, it's very, very helpful.
I absolutely agree with you. There are moments that I personally hit a point where even my best self-talk is not gonna take me out of that. So I need to use other resources.
Yes.
Either talking to somebody else,
Yep.
either just go and
And
just
it doesn't
pray
mean
or
it's
just
weakness.
No, it just means that you are recognizing that at this very moment, you need something extra, some extra help, and that's okay.
It's totally okay.
It's totally okay.
Because, I think there are in the past, and I know with certain cultures, like it's frowned upon to ask for help or to pull in other resources when you can't do things on your own, So I really enjoyed working through some of that for myself personally, of being like, I'm the strong one, like I can do it, but no, not all the time.
So sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes, the extra help is nothing. It doesn't mean necessarily that you are a weaker person. Not at all. You know what? To me, it actually makes you a better person. Because instead of just whining about not resolving the problem,
or pretending
that everything is
fine.
okay, you are strong enough to recognize that you need extra help from somebody else or from something else, and to be vulnerable enough to put yourself on those hands, even if it can be God, it can be yourself, it can be your energy, it can be another person that you trust and care about. But just the fact that you decided that day, instead of staying and whine about yourself, and you decided to go to somebody else and say, hey, I need you. I have a hard time at this moment. I need you, and I trust you to help me go through this right now. So to me, that says way more. And this is a lot about a person, the strength of the person's soul.
Yeah. Well, and Lord knows we've leaned on each other through these last several years. So I'm just so thankful for you.
I am thankful for you in my life. And I was so thankful for the very first time that we met. And this has been a quiet journey that I'm embracing, and I want to continue.
Yeah. Well, we are. So that's the magical part. So, well, thank you so much for being here and sharing this inspirational message with my listeners and my viewers. I really hope and pray that they can take a few things away for their own, practices every day, and just find new strength when they thought they didn't have it.
I am so proud of you. I wanted to say that because I know you've been going through a lot, and you've been through a lot, and it's easy to get lost into, what they see right now, because nobody got to see the journey and the struggle behind it. So to me, being here with you is just me just being proud of my sister and everything you have achieved to this point in your life.
Well, I love you so much.
I love you
so
much.
I know that we're going to continue to take this journey together and find success.
Absolutely.
I believe it.
Absolutely.
So now, Libet, share with everyone, how can we find you online on Instagram?
My handle is Libet Alexandra ROMV. So if you want to shoot me a message, a DM me anytime, so I will be able to respond.
And follow her. She has amazing dance performances and other content.
I will try to post more, actually. This year, this is one of my goals, to post even more. But
Great. Well, I know you're such a beautiful dancer, and I know you're inspiring like so many people. So thank you for that. And for those of you who are interested, please follow me at Glow Talks and Jess Ernst on Instagram. I also have, of course, the YouTube channel. Subscribe, like the videos, share them. It does help with the viewership. And I appreciate all your love and commitment to watching and listening to the shows. I hope that you enjoyed this session just as much as I did with Libet. We will see you in the next episode. Ciao.